is your speed, your evasion, and an extra d12. Okay, that d12 came up 12, which is exactly what you needed because I have a 7. So he shoots at you and you dodge like I guess hopping on different feet. Blam, blam, blam. Why won't you die? Yeah, I don't know. I don't think he's turned it off. It's not obvious the exclamation point is the checkbox. All right, so that was over there. This guy has been grabbed by the bear. I'm gonna shoot you, bear. Are you gonna like suplex me?
Yeah, let's take you right to the ground.
All right, I've got a 5.
I have a
For the
6.
record, he's attacking, and when you grab someone, you can counterattack with a wrestling move.
Right,
You
specifically
succeeded.
they're held and I can counter things that I am holding.
Yep. How much is that?
That is going to be 4 total.
Yeah,
And they're
the
going to
4
be
point.
down and they escape the grab.
Yeah, even though we have 3 soak. Yeah. So you pick him up, he shoots at you, you smash him into the ground. Okay, the 2 guys who fled last round will return.
Tapping focus.
Suddenly we're interrupted. I believe you were going to shoot the closest one?
Yeah.
Okay. He is going to return fire. He has a 6.
And I can't do anything about that.
Oh, that's a bummer. Yeah, you are shot for a whopping 1 point of damage, which I think you're going to soak.
Yep.
All right, so they come back out. You shoot. So he counterattacked and was fine. Aha! Their weird robot won't help you now.
This guy behind me gonna do anything?
Well, if I shoot you, you can counterattack me because we don't have that automatically.
No, the NPC behind me who has focus.
Let's see. She's going to keep focus. Her mission is to protect the guy, and you're not actually stunned. So, no. These guys are actually going to shoot. Oh, crap! We're within 3 meters of the bear, but you can't counterattack. You don't have brawling. You just have wrestling. So the first guy's going to go ahead and shoot the bear.
Oh gosh, no.
Your only
one
defense
weakness, actually evading.
Speed and evasion.
3.
You are hit for a whopping 3 points of damage.
All right, let's go ahead and start with Soak. Soak 1 of it down to 2. I'll go ahead and tap Panic.
Okay, you are panicked. The other one, seeing that you are panicked, is going to try and neutralize the Martian. Martian, are you going to counterattack or dodge?
Counter.
All right. Simultaneous hit. Is that a breakdown?
Yeah.
Okay. So you still hit me, but your gun breaks down.
Yep.
Okay. So that is a I shoot you for a whopping 1 point of damage.
Soaked.
And how much do you do to me?
3.
3. Okay, I'm panicked.
The joy. I've got to fix my gun, and you've got to run away.
Yep. Well, but there's still one. They come back in. Blam, blam, blam. The senator's getting away. Okay. That is the end of the chaos that is the bad guys. Rise of good guys. I'm going to go ahead and do Safecracker here first because you've got the senator.
All right. We're going to
Stage exit.
Stage exit. Is there like a safe room?
Yeah, there is. So you will go to the door, and as a stunt, you'll start opening the door because it's sealed. So you start escorting him off the premises. Good job. Next closest to hostiles who is not panicked. Actually, Korig is going to go ahead and say, look out, they're regrouping. And he is going to go ahead and tap his focus. He is going to yell at the bear.
Yay. Help me.
He has 2 successes. Remove your panicked.
Okay.
And I think is 2 successes enough for focus in this game? I don't think it is.
If you're not like
Uh,
dazed or afraid, then yes.
yeah.
Okay.
Once
Oh,
accepted,
you
they
yeah,
won't-
you'd have to be nothing. So he does not give you focus. He just removes the panic, and his other action is he's going to go ahead and take a shot. Keurig will shoot at this guy. This guy will return fire and get shot for his trouble. So he shoots one of the criminals, who soaks none of it and is promptly disintegrated.
Oh, geez, no.
Yeah, he explodes. He falls and leaves behind a skeleton.
Well, then, I guess that's solves that problem.
Nice.
Well, except Piot's over here wrestling with this bizarre guy over here,
Right, I guess I'll have to go help
and
him.
this guy's only panicked. So I'm gonna go ahead and delete that. Pink. All right, yeah, this guy's only panicked. So what do you want to do, Griffin?
I think everyone else has the one guy over here covered. I think our boss might need a little bit of help, so I'm gonna try seeing how far I can run.
Body speed and athletics.
That ends up being only one success.
That's only enough to move about 10 meters.
I'll just push my way through the crowd. Excuse me, pardon me, and
Oh my god, what's going on?
and you know what? I'll even go ahead and run the rest of the way and go reeling for it.
That isn't what you can take in this game.
There we go. I'm done. I'm here, boss. Oh gosh, I bumped my chin on a
Going
seat.
above and beyond, yes.
Getting two
Pack 'em too tight.
seconds on the scramble stunt is your run. It lets you go 30 meters.
Oh, yeah.
Go 10.
I was thinking of the
Yeah.
option where you just choose to do it. I guess then I just have attempted to move and I end up moving 10.
Yeah, I think in Urban Jungle we changed it to where we wanted to get people to run away from combat because they're not doing that. So I don't think there's actually a stunt to run into combat. It's not that crunchy. So
Okay. So I moved to about here and I guess I guard preemptively then.
yeah, just moving in the game requires a roll. So you're not actually stunned, so you can remove that. Martian, your gun broke.
Let's repair it.
You didn't want okay.
I didn't want to what? I'm not armed unless I repair my gun.
Okay, does that fix it?
Yep.
Okay. Wow, no dwindles. You're rolling pretty good.
Thank God.
Okay, that's one action to repair it.
Oh yeah, then I'll shoot him if I have another one.
Okay, he'll shoot right back.
Beautiful. And he did.
He
You
shoots
always
you.
Does he deal more than... He only did 1 damage, right?
He only does 1 damage.
Then I'm fine again.
To get through. Because you have endurance dice for being a robot.
Yep.
And a Martian? Okay. Wait for your armor to break.
Yeah, my
Okay.
endurance is from, Martian and mechanical.
Okay. All right. So, but yeah, he's getting the center to the safe room. Well, this has gone poorly for the for the 5th column here. At least I can have the glory of. I can't leave while this simpering mistake of everything that is weak and coddled of your society still exists.
I can appreciate that.
Did you hear
Yeah.
that, Bear?
Yeah. But I mean, you can see in his eyes are glazed over with that kind of cold, calculating hatred that symbolizes that. So he's going to stick his gun at arm's length like this, the way you're not supposed to because of recoil, but it's a ray gun, so who cares? And I'm going to go ahead and shoot Piot. Piot, are you going to counterattack or are you going to dodge? Your dodge is better than your counter. You're muted again.
No push to talk.
I am going to indeed dodge. And if
All right,
I'm
that
going to
is your
scramble
speed
towards,
evasion.
Morris.
Yep, and a bonus D12. Zap. May notice I'm slightly higher skilled than those guys who blew the hole in the wall.
Amazing, isn't it?
And once again, by miracle of cowardice, you are definitely challenger. You are missed.
That's our captain.
Hooray!
Okay.
You know anything.
Let's see. That is the Oh, and then this bad guy has no choice. He has to flee because he has to get rid of that.
He's out.
So he ducks behind the hole. No, he runs outside and ducks outside behind the hole. That's what they did last time. Basically, like you see in the movies, when they fall back against the wall and then press ahead again.
Yeah, they're continually popping in and out. Just when every time one of them pops in, another one dies.
Well, no, it's these guys have already proven that they're in it for the death, so it doesn't matter. He's gonna come back.
Keep going back.
Okay. Yeah, well, okay. Rise of Good Guys. I'm gonna go ahead and do Griffin first. Griffin, if you can make one success body speed and athletics roll, that's one action to get to melee range.
Oh, I missed. Athletics for charging headlong sounds pretty good.
I'll let you reroll 1-1. That means you're not rolling it for other things.
Oh, no, I'm just terrible. All right, I'm
Nope.
carefree. I don't care how this is going. I'm going in there, whether or not anything else says I should.
All right.
I make it.
All right, you get in melee range. Do you want to attack this guy?
I believe I will. I need to save the captain. He needs the help.
You gonna grab me?
Yeah, let's do it. I'm wrestling you.
Okay, I will
The
counterattack
situation
by
under
shooting
control.
you.
Ah, you did it.
So yeah, I will shoot you for a whopping 1 point of damage. Blam!
All right. And I soak it. It's like, I've already been burned in that spot before. Joke's on you.
Okay. Kurig is going to shout, he's getting away. Oh, don't let that one escape either. Kurig is going to go ahead and run around here, and he's going to yell at Piat. He is successful. Piat, you are no longer panicked.
Excellent. Order is restored.
You have 2 actions. What do you want to do with them?
I'm going to point my ray gun at the baddie and inform him that he's under arrest and he has to drop his pistol now.
I need you to roll your body, your will, and presence. And you may roll a bonus D8 because you are kicking our butts.
Right on. One moment. As I move over
How
here.
many D4s is that?
I do have presence. Look at that.
Just imagining Geronimo
Yeah,
stuff.
just 3d6.
I order, you're under arrest.
Oh, hey.
There we
Wow.
go.
Six is there.
That is indeed 2
Yeah.
successes. Let's see how good my devotion is to my horrible cause.
Don't forget your D8.
Don't forget to give us D8. Okay. Martian, what are you going to do?
The guy's still on this other wall, so I'll just focus again.
Right, you'll wait for him to pop back out. Okay. Okay, that's the end of the good guys. Rise of the bad guys. This sleeper agent is going to look at the 2 of you. He hears the compelling argument that came out of Piat. He's going to point the gun at his own head and blow his own head off.
I guess that's one option.
I am successful. So rather than do that, he goes ahead and disintegrates his own head off camera because it's a grisly murder.
Yeah, we just see the blood splatter from someone else's perspective and their shocked face.
This guy's going to
Probably the
step back
captain.
in. This guy's going to back in and get shot by a Martian. Martian, are you going to shoot me?
I'm trying.
Oh, that's a crappy shot.
They're all crappy shots. I got shot again.
You're hit for 1 point of damage.
And the reinforcement goes down.
Okay, come on, show me the result. Okay. Bravo also taps her focus to go ahead and shoot him, and she's going to hit him. So she taps her focus and hits him. And then he's going to go ahead and try. Now, that was interruption. So he comes back in. The 2 of you interrupt and shoot at him. Then he's going to go ahead and take his action and he's going to go ahead and shoot Lieutenant Brown, who will also return fire. And they will shoot each other.
A fierce firefight for sure.
Okay. I don't think he's going to be able to soak that. Wow. He actually soaks it, and she does not. She goes down. So he comes back in. There's a firefight. Everybody's getting shot. The Martian's armor gets junked, and Brown goes down.
Oh, my gun is also junked, by the way.
Okay, and your gun falls apart,
Again.
spilling tiny nuclear warheads all over the floor.
As you do.
Ah! Victory to the Thermians! To the Thermionics. This guy is dead. I guess this is just the last round of combat. Martian, you're the closest to hostiles.
Repair the gun.
Quick, try to repair it.
And I do.
And then you're gonna
Fire
shoot him?
the gun.
All right. You're shot.
All right, ignoring the reinforced die. All right, I soak it again.
Okay, but you're shot for no. You were shot for 3 points.
Oh,
of
was
damage.
I? Okay. I'll tap.
And your reinforcement broke earlier. Remember?
No, that's what I said. I said ignore the
Yeah.
reinforcement die.
For 3, you soak 1. That's 2-point hit.
Yeah, I will tap frenzy soak.
Okay.
Good choice.
I am invincible.
I have been shot so many times.
I'm waiting for the. Do you actually have a gun, Blaze? Griffin?
Lloyd, that's you.
Oh, Boris.
Boris, yeah.
But yes,
Oh,
yes, I
okay.
do actually have a gun. I'm considering highly just drawing it and firing instead of running all the way across the room again.
You'd be better off drawing it and firing it.
So, when my turn comes around, which I assume it is
It's
now,
your turn.
I'll go ahead and attempt that. I will pull out the gun and I will go ahead and just fire immediately.
Okay.
Pocket pistol. I'm not great at this. I'm good enough at this. So that is going to be 3 damage total.
Okay, but you do shoot him.
All the way across the room.
He'll become panicked again. Piat, there is 1 left, and he's shooting. You already have an agent down. Do you want to take a long shot from this range, or do you want to do something else?
I am indeed going to take a long shot with this range with my
Okay.
wooden pistol.
Is speed, bind, and shooting.
And as long as he's
And if you
countering,
have-
it doesn't matter how far away he is.
If you have tactics, which I don't think you do, you would actually get a tactics bonus. Well, Piat hits him.
The 2 world's worst shots. Neck and neck.
But unfortunately, Piat does not do a lot of damage. So unfortunately, the bad guy will soak it because he is wearing an armored outfit.
Fair.
But Piat did hit him.
Field experience. I fired my weapon in anger twice now.
Yeah, he's too far away to counterattack you guys. So, oh, I forgot. The lieutenant's still alive.
For now.
Yeah. So no, Lieutenant Kurtig here takes a shot.
Yes,
And
that's
gets a
right.
really good one.
Use the crowd as cover. Put your tripod up on its shoulder.
Oh my god, this guy won't die.
That is a tie, though.
But he is panicked. He is gonna turn around and on his turn run away.
Officially, finally.
Meanwhile, in this back room here with the door shut, I assume Arcaloid for the last few turns you were focused with your gun, waiting at the door, waiting to see if anybody came in.
Yes.
And waiting for the all clear. That guy is going to turn around and run off into the night. Does anyone want to run after him?
You know what? I will. I'm pretty good at running.
Okay. The giant takes off running after him unless someone tells him to stop.
I'll just kind of point to the two bodies and go like, Lieutenant, just take care of these two. As I rush out the hole.
Do we have anyone left? Like, is there anyone who's just down? Or are they all either dead or running?
Brown went down. The NPC Brown went down.
I think he means on the bad side, right? Somebody with a question? Is that what you're shooting
Yeah,
for?
basically, is there anyone we currently have we can question?
This guy, these two with X's on them might still be alive. They might need medical attention.
Okay,
They
well, we
got some
should.
broken bones and they hate life, but they're
yeah.
alive, I'm sure.
In game terms, an overkill is when you take so much damage that you couldn't have soaked it at all. Like these guys, if they take 4 or more points in a single hit, that just over kills them.
Would
5,
you
actually.
would you make an
5.
argument that astounding and fantastic is a descriptor for death?
It could be.
Impervious to X.
Yeah, only one of them was entirely disintegrated. So you can't take impervious to death.
It's an astounding condition that I am somehow impervious to.
Well, it says it has to be something uncommon, and death is not uncommon.
Everyone
Oh,
dies.
so you're saying I should be proof against it?
Yeah, but everybody dies only once, so that's extreme. Like if somebody was to eat roast beef once in their life, it would be a freak occurrence. So.
And while you can be proof against death, it's better to be reinforced because proof against. But I suppose you could make something proof against death, but that means you're not soaking anything.
I mean, can I make a gadget for resuscitation?
Well, proof versus death and resuscitation are 2 different things.
No, I'm just asking a separate question because I don't know of any specific gadget that does that.
We don't actually have any good medical gadgets, so that's something to think about.
Right.
Okay.
Can I make one?
So, go ahead and try. While you're going ahead and trying, Griffin is running off into the city. Griffin, I need you to make a chasing someone is speed, mind, observation, and athletics.
All right, that's going to be a lot of things then. Let me go ahead and get it going. So
you get an extra D12 if you have local area knowledge, like I do.
Unfortunately, I don't. In fact, I think I forgot that step entirely, but it probably wouldn't be here on Mercury. I'm going to say that.
No, you wouldn't have local knowledge of Mercury Station.
Yeah, does make sense. Observation, I got a D6 there, and for athletics, I got a D8. I am charging after him. I assume I could probably get.
You are charging into danger, so you would get the bonus.
Yeah, which would be the reroll.
He has a whopping 4 successes.
Oof, he's actually really good and has studied this. Dang, I'm not sure I got much more I can really pop on this. I'm otherwise just really big. Don't think that helps me with running. So here we go. Best shot. Nothing. I get exhausted and winded after a few seconds and lose.
Yeah, you will run outside, and actually, you will run outside and get shot for your trouble. I need you to soak 3 points of damage.
Okay. Well, I can do that. Aha, he gave himself away.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, you'll run down a blind alley and get shot.
Well, I soaked 2 of it, and I'll go ahead and tap panic.
You'll probably tap panic soak, which also explains where the chase ended.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you already had hurt soak tapped. Okay, so that's gonna basically you're going to lose. The base is on alert. I assume that Dr. Corvus Quasar, you create a resuscitation device, or at least a medical preserving device. Are you doing a kit, or are you doing it to the outfit?
I don't know what their outfit is. I guess I'd make a kit. Kit seems like it'd be make more sense to me. Something I could like strap around them, or like.
Okay, so you'll go ahead and make a quick medical outfit. I would like you to go ahead and roll mind and academics. Oh, and what the hell? Let's give you a bonus. Here's a bonus breakdown die of D12.
2 success.
Okay, I assume you're using this on Brown.
I've been trying to weigh it in my head. From an unemotional standpoint, who gives us the most amount of gain? You know what? No, not Brown. Brown's proven to be unreliable. Stood behind me the entire combat without, trying to help me out with focus. This
I
person
know.
might
No,
give
I-
us tactical information.
Yeah. Oh my God, Brown is down. You unthinking medical machine. Does anybody have academics and want to give first aid?
I'll try if they've given me the all clear to come back.
Well, before they give you all the clear come back, I'm looking at Dr. Proteus here. Dr. Proteus, do you have first aid? Do you have academics?
I do have academics, yes.
Do
So
you
I can
want to
remember.
give first aid, Lieutenant Brown?
You
Yeah,
read the
absolutely.
first aid manual. It can't be that
That's
hard.
exactly how it's done in the manual. So it'd be a roll of mind and academics.
Okay, is this emergency first aid or it's
It's
minor?
emergency first aid.
Mhm.
She's been shot by a ray gun. She has radioactive burns.
Okay, so mind and academics versus.
Yep. There is a section in the book. Normally, we kind of skip the section in the book on how to treat injuries and that kind of stuff, but it is in there. And she is a friendly NPC who was shot.
You killed her!
You have
He's
more
got
dice
more
than that.
dice, I swear.
There
Ah.
we go. He has more dice than that. He's got academics because he's a bureaucrat.
Yes.
They teach you to apply a proper tourniquet to the neck.
In theory, this should be working.
Okay. Eventually, some more of the people will come by. There is a loud explosion off in the distance, which you'll find out about later because when the guy was escaping. But unfortunately, yeah, Boris is going to limp back.
Yeah, clutching like one side. We're like, I've been shot in the same spot 3 times. Why do they keep aiming for this?
That's why you wear a
But
cup.
congratulations. Yeah, give you all clear. And Senator says, thank you. Wow, it is totally terrible the way people judge you by your past deeds, but today you have shown yourself to be a real hero.
I'll say thank you, even though he wasn't talking to me.
And this is how I saved everyone, plus my companions were there too. Yep. So, well, this is terrible, says Bodell. I'm sorry to think that people got hurt, and that we'd have this terrible attack upon our lawful meeting to decide what we're going to do about a bunch of people who already lived here before we got here.
Well, if
So-
you're given that there's a hole in here, I might say it's best to call it off. But if you still want to continue it today, I can try calling everyone
Well,
back in.
also, like the other delegates started.
Piling out.
Yeah. So,
We should
but
have sealed the door. Maybe.
we should resume this immediately because as soon as possible because we cannot allow the cowardly acts of the Tellurians to distract us from our proper process. But thank all of you for for your valiant efforts today. Truly, the Space Patrol was chose well to send all of you. And thoughts and prayers for Lieutenant Brown as she is taken to the infirmary.
Were any of the delegates injured?
Well, some of them were stepped on by a bear.
Nope. Sorry, my bad.
You'll be hearing about this.
I got insurance for this, I swear.
You'll hear
Happens
from
more
our
often than you
lawyers.
think.
So some of the Craven delegates are complaining that they got abused, but actually no. You guys were pretty good because the thugs came in, immediately started shooting at the senator, and you were neutralizing them fast enough before they could take any hostages. Plus, also you successfully identified that strange person, who I think we're going to want to gather some information on them.
Yeah, now will probably be the step for our dear captain to do some investigation to who this person was. I mean, their past checked out and everything.
Did it?
Well, I mean, we still have the
did
one
they get
alive.
properly checked when they entered?
Well, I
Who
mean,
was
I
responsible
checked
for
them.
checking patches? Who was that? I wonder.
Lieutenant Kurtig, who went to the hospital, to the infirmary with Lieutenant Brown, and Boris.
Okay, well, I'm going to suggest that we place the lieutenant under not under watch, but we might just want to make sure that he wasn't in on this in some way.
Okay, so are you going to search the corpse,
Absolutely.
Captain Proteus?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
guy's head's disintegrated and his neck is a cauterized stump. You're just going to go ahead and go through his pockets?
Pretty much. That's all we can do.
That's what bureaucrats do these days.
I am Space Patrol. I have authority here. I'll get out my little
You definitely have authority here. I
paper
will,
bags.
as you investigate the body, I need you to make a roll of mind and observation if you have any other special abilities that are useful in searching bodies.
And I'm there. I will attempt to assist.
If you allow Boris to assist you.
I will allow Boris to.
Everybody wants to make rolls of mind and observation.
I don't really help.
Checking the body is as good as you checked his badge.
At least I'm consistent.
Okay, so yeah, 2 successes from Pia. Okay, so you will find that the guy has had a pass to get in. Yeah, his ID. His ID says that he's a cat by the name of Joseph Avery, which I spelled wrong, but it's spelled correctly.
Joseph.
Yeah, his ID matches Joseph Avery, which says that he is an agent of that he's here on behalf of the Mercury Mining Consortium.
Okay. Do we have
which is a business venture from Earth that represents the capitalist interests. So whether that checks out or not, you're have to go ahead and find out who he's supposed to be. His ID looks legit and his pass looks legit.
Okay.
It's very possible that they were infiltrated.
Okay,
we can't send anyone his photo and say, "Hey, look, this is."
You know,
well, the photo ID on his badge. He has like space driver's license. He has an ID for being on the base, and the photo on his badge does match his face.
You know, always ask the guy when he wakes up who this guy was.
Yeah, guys, am I still on the call?
Yeah.
Yes, you are.
Okay. I lost visual, so I'm going to go ahead and reconnect the call real quick.
Okay. But yeah, it seems like one of the first steps we're going to do is we definitely need to check out the Mercury Mining Consortium and see what records they have on this person. If he infiltrated them properly, or if they're in on it somehow. Yeah. And of course, we do have our captives.
Yeah. Pushing my GPU a little hard today.
The one captive. There's only one survivor.
Oh, I guess you didn't save the other one. That's
no,
fine.
I had the one to.
The one that you put the life-sustaining device on is indeed alive.
Yeah, that's what I said. We have him to interrogate.
Okay.
Good.
So you have the lead here of... All right, so to capitalize what you have the lead of Joseph Avery, whoever that is. Why can't I spell Joseph? There we go. Okay. You have the one living guy who is currently unconscious. You have the one that escaped, but you don't know what happened to him. You have the mysterious sheaf of papers. I like saying sheaf. That was dropped off by Hasselhoff. And you have other things that you might want to do. So there's other things that you might want to do to gather information. So the meeting has been canceled. Which of these leads would you want to pursue?
What's your call, Captain?
I think the
and remember, split the team up.
We can't split the team up. I think that the delving into who this Joseph Avery guy actually was, probably might be actually second priority because we have one living captive. So we want to maybe interview him, and for that, I would like the assistance of Dr. Quasar, cold emotionless Dr. Quasar. And can I entrust maybe ask Ralph and Boris to look into the Mercury Mining Consortium connection with Joseph Avery. Although I mean that
Sounds
might be
good.
better for me for with like bureaucracy.
So you want the Martian and the captain are going to be on team wait for guy to wake up?
Yes.
And I guess
say
while
that
you're
simply because
waiting for him to wake up, you got the papers to read too.
That's true. I'll give those to the Martian to read because I can't. They didn't come in through proper channels, but I am becoming aware that.
But the Martian's improper anyway, so
yeah, this whole thing is a little bit. Protocol has clearly been broken. So.
Okay, and you're gonna send Boris and the Cracker, Safe Cracker, on to what? To go check up on Avery?
Yeah, unless they think,
Yes.
unless you want to make an argument that they should be following the escapee.
Okay.
What do you guys think?
All right. So while you're waiting for the guy to wake up, you have the Martian reading the papers. Now, because these were submitted through improper channels, so Captain, does that mean you don't want to read the papers at all?
I'm happy to find out what's in them.
Okay. I'm going to assume that you're going to assist the Martian. So the Martian, I need to make a roll of mind, academics, and I will give you a bonus D8 from Piat because I'm not going to make him roll to assist you. Reading boring bureaucratic papers is something he normally does.
Just one success.
Team Avery follow up. What skills do you have useful in finding out who Joseph Avery is?
I got some observation.
Well, observation would mean you actually have to look at him. You have a corpse with no head.
Right. This would be more of like a query kind of thing here.
You could do questioning to go ahead and find people who did know him. You could use academics to try and go through records to see if you can find out about him.
I could do that.
You could use presence to go to the mining company and start beating people up. You could
That's
use
kind of what I want to do.
You could use deceit. Yeah. I went to Standard Oil and just started punching Rockefeller.
Okay, I'll do the academics. You can do the punchy.
Okay, so let's go ahead and start with you, and then I'll move on to mine then.
All right. I mean, you guys can just start making some phone calls for crying out loud.
Oh, yeah.
Who's got questioning? Does anyone in the party actually have questioning?
I have questioning, so
There we go.
Yeah.
So you could, and so you're with the unconscious guy. Okay.
I mean, I could. Yeah, I was kind of going back and forth, but I think that because I have authority, I should be the one who's questioning this guy.
Okay, so with 2 successes, you can go through, and this is so hilarious. Welcome to Pulp Sci-Fi. You can go through the phone book. You can make some inquiries also mentioning you're a space patrol agent. Yes, if you call Martian Mining Consortium, yes, Joseph Avery works there. Yes, the secretary will verify that he was supposed to be at the symposium. No, he's not here. You have 2 successes. You could assert authority enough to find out Joseph Avery's address. Since he works here for the mining consortium, he lives at, well, I guess for lack of a better word, a hotel, a condominium on the base. So you have an address of where he's supposed to live.
Excellent.
Let's start there.
Yeah, let's go there.
Okay, so you guys will go there. So while you're on the way to, you guys just go ahead and take a bus. You guys are still reading the papers. You can get to his address. He lives alone in a miserable 1-room place, but apparently he's supposed to be paid pretty well. But his door is locked. I assume that since you guys are career criminals and you looted Avery, that you went ahead and took his keys.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. When you attempt to enter his abode, I need you to roll mind observation, and you get a bonus D12 if you have danger sense, and a bonus D12 if you have sabotage.
Hey, 2 successes.
Something's not right.
give me a moment to figure out my observation 2d6, and then I'll add my sabotage to this.
Meanwhile, back at the sheaf of papers. So, Dr. Quasar, you score 1 success reading this.
Correct.
Okay. It's not. This is a long scientific document, which you're used to reading because that's the only thing that Earthlings make that's that's worth reading at all. Okay. And what Dr. Beulah Hasselstoff here describes is that she's writing not just about a concern about protecting the autochthonist rights, but she also, in her papers, details what she believes another possible technological issue is. That is believed in her research of Masrium materials that it would be possible if a certain chain of events is followed, it might be the possibility of making some sort of weapon of mass destruction. Unfortunately, there is a lot of stuff in here that goes over even your head as a scientist. With only 1 success after reading this, it's like there's a lot of techno jargon here. The Hasselstoff is worried about Masrium being abused to make some sort of weapon, but you're not sure you entirely understand it. You would need to get another scientist to consult with you or someone else to help you read this.
Understood.
So there's obviously some thread here, but Hasselstoff might not be very good at explaining it.
I mean, I'm also a crackpot, so.
Right. Let's see. 3 successes from Ralph Summers. 2 successes is enough to tell you that when you go to check the door, there's just something about the way the place is sealed up that doesn't strike you as good. And with 3 successes, Ralph is going to go ahead and peer under the door and check for some leverages. Yes, the condominium is booby trapped.
Oh, joy.
Guess he did it on his way out, huh?
Yeah. But you are able to and you probably still have that stupid gadget that was invented earlier, don't you?
Oh yeah, I do. I forgot to turn it back on. I've just been on my forehead the entire time.
I'm gonna go ahead and assume that you guys use that to help you. Yeah, it's there is indeed a Masrium explosive has been prepared to blow the whole place up. But because you guys are brave and roll 3 successes, you will be successfully disarm it.
Excellent.
Oh, good. We didn't bring down the entire condominium with us.
Well done.
Yes. As you search the place, you will find a couple terrible things here. For example, you will find a corpse in the bathtub.
Yeah. Well, I guess we found Avery.
From what you can tell, I'm not going to make you guys roll observation from this. The corpse would have the appropriate build to be Avery. So whoever it was that blew off their own head might not have been Avery. You will also find in here there is a workstation. Because remember I said gizmos can be workstation. There is a workstation here that looks like some sort of weird high-tech device. To identify this would be a roll of mind and craft.
Oh,
all right.
You actually have crafting.
I have D8, D6 plus my mind in craft. So would you assist me or should I?
Assist you.
Yep.
Okay.
And you will get a D8 to assist. I kind of get what this thing is supposed to do. It's supposed to be weird. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Now, in gadget terms, a workstation is like a big desk with a bunch of parts on it that can't be moved. Like it's too fragile. Just everything will crash everywhere. So it's like loose wires, gadgets, tubes, a glowing rock, all this kind of stuff. You have a whopping 1 success. So you guys look at that and say, that looks like some sort of improvised technology that they wanted blown up. So like all of you are in agreement of we need somebody smarter than us to look at that.
I'll go ahead and I'll go to the phone after, like quickly checking that there's not an explosive on that too, and I'll just like
There's
radio
no
up our.
telephone. There's no telephone in this condo. It has been disassembled.
No, I'll have to go outside later with
Yeah,
25
no, you'll have to
cents.
go outside and get on a radio and
Right.
call back.
Well, we'll finish up our search here first, at the very least, and see like if they left any papers or instructions or other things or incriminating evidence.
Yeah, that's actually a good thing. I'll let you guys go ahead and roll mind observation and bonus D8.
Okay.
Let's see, incriminating stuff. Well, you guys will you have a streetwise guy with here. You'll find the
I don't have streetwise.
Oh, you don't? Oh, safe.
Burglars have streetwise.
Oh, okay.
I'm assuming you have observation, right? So
Yes.
I was assuming I was assisting you here.
Okay. Well, you will find the razor blade and the kits to forge the pass that guy used to get in here, because he doesn't look. Apparently, he didn't look like it. He fit the build, but he wasn't Avery. So his ID was indeed a forgery, because you find the evidence here for the forgery. I mean, when you guys looked at it, it looked legit, but that was enough to fool you guys. It's definitely he was a skilled forger. Apparently, let's see, what else would besides the homemade bomb and whatever this weird workstation is, I'm trying to think of what else the thermionic brain agent would have that would identify them as something. Probably not much else. I mean,
right. Unless he has like a express boarding pass to like MCC or something, it's like, okay, I guess there's not really much here.
Well, you don't know what that workstation is. It's obviously some sort of gadget, and you don't want it. You could try messing with it, but it's a gadget. It could break.
Yeah. So I'll look to Ralph and go, I'll sit here on the couch for a bit and keep an eye on this. You go downstairs and use the payphone. Here, I'll even give you the nickel for it.
Okay, but I mean, yeah, you guys can go ahead and call back to your boss and tell him everything that you found. That you found the place, you found the weird workstation. So you can cordon it off because you're Space Patrol agents.
Yep, I got my yellow tape right here.
And so that's a question of whether you want to send the Martian down to go look at it or not.
That sounds like a good plan.
What say you, Captain?
No, I think we should investigate further. Absolutely.
Okay. So are you gonna? So you send the Martian to go look at it. So Martian, I need you to make a roll of mind, craft, and you get a bonus D8 because these guys already looked at it.
Not a gadget, I assume.
It is a gadget. You can roll your gadgetry die if you want to. Remember that if that rolls a 1.
No, I wasn't talking about the gadgetry die. I was talking about the crafts.
Specialty.
Yeah.
Yes. You may roll an extra D12 for your specialty.
Very good.
It is a gadget, you said, right?
It is indeed.
So if you ever use craft gadgets?
Yeah, so you can also re-roll 1/1. You get the D12 and you get to re-roll 1/1. So, all right. With 2 successes, what this looks like is, I remember as mentioned, they disassembled the phone. This is some sort of communication device built for some specialty purpose. So it communicates with something. Exactly what, with only 2 successes, you're not sure. It would only communicate with another device that was built the same way and on the same frequency.
So you're telling me this phone was built to communicate with someone?
Yes.
Well, you think it could communicate.
I'm glad I was here.
Across interstellar distances with a similar device.
Interstellar or interplanetary?
Sorry, interplanetary. I don't know why I said interstellar. That would be ridiculous.
Well, I mean, it would be a appropriate pulp trope to use the words like galaxy, solar system, and
yeah.
so
So
on.
I meant interplanetary.
It's the galactophone.
Yes.
I mean, possibly it could be used to confer with a with 2 successes. Well, you're a Martian, so yeah. With 2 successes, you're not exactly sure. I mean, it could be another Tellurian agent somewhere. It could communicate with a thermionic Empire receiver somewhere, but it also could be to confer with another sleeper cell.
Right. Could I fix it?
It's not
You
broken.
could-
Oh, I
you
thought it was
could-
disassembled.
No, it's in perfect working order.
The standard
Oh.
phone is disassembled.
Yeah, in other, when he had to
Very
cannibalize parts to refresh his gadgetry, he took apart the phone.
Oh, okay. And he built
It's in
this.
perfect working order. You guys just haven't turned it on because you're worried that it might break down.
Oh, I'll turn it on.
All right. I need you to roll a d10.
Curiosity is the.
Well, I need you to roll a d10. I don't know why I rolled a d10.
For fun, I guess.
Okay. The tubes come in. There's a crackling noise. And then you'll hear eventually another voice. That will say, Agent Hermes, report.
I'll like tap Ralph on the shoulder and just like pretend.
Pretending is deceit. Do any of you have deceit?
Nope.
And I got presents.
President, get off this line.
Well,
I also have presents, but I don't.
No, you report.
Does anyone want to try will and deceit?
we don't want
Um,
to be flying under a false flag here.
I got
Go
a
ahead.
D6 will. I may as well go ahead and just attempt it, unless someone wants to burn their personality on this. Or be
Already
able
burnt
to.
it.
Yeah, okay, so we've all burnt it. We're all terrible. I'm just gonna go ahead and pick it up like, reporting. Mission failed. We need to reconvene. Where do we need to go? Space Patrol's on the
Roll.
planet somewhere.
Roll that whopping d6 of yours.
Hey.
Um, you'll hear another voice says, "Silence! Your craven cowardice is neither appreciated nor productive. Rest assured,
Yes.
the rest of the plan will continue as normal. Wait, stay where you are, and wait for further instructions. And then I need you to roll a d10.
Oh boy.
Okay,
7.
you can turn the device off. It doesn't break.
All right, cool. So I'll look at the rest of you guys. Go. All right. Well, I mean that confirms exactly kind of what I thought. So, what say you get someone here to just keep an eye on this? I'm sure the local space patrol could probably deal with this.
But I mean,
Awesome.
we are Space Patrol. We're here. This is
Well,
our
you mean the
hour.
local agents? Like,
Yeah,
you know,
local agents can sit here and wait for the phone to ring and tell us if they say anything important.
Yeah, but then they'll have a different voice.
Yeah, I don't think they care.
All right.
Okay.
Also, you're not here, Captain.
I'm also
No, I'm the
thinking
little voice
that
in your head. No.
now that we have a couple like loose ends here of the mysterious sleeper cell, Hasselstoff's indecipherable concern, and all this other stuff, that this is a good like cliffhanger to go ahead and end our episode.
Yeah.
Okay,
Sounds good.
so I'd like to go ahead and wrap the story up here. So the first thing we have is the debriefing. Welcome to the first public beta test of Astounding Science. What do you think?
I had fun. I'm playing probably a reasonably basic character, but you know, even in the far future of 1980, you can throw people against walls, and that works.
I'm
But I
having
definitely
this.
like
Okay.
the setting.
Yeah, I'm having the same sort of fun Tom Paris had on the holodeck. So yeah, this is pretty cool.
Commander Proton? Captain Proton?
Yeah.
I'm pleased to see that. I'm happy to be playing in the world I wrote because I don't usually get a chance to do that. Oddly enough,
Okay.
I'm either GMing or not playing anything at all for years on end. So hooray!
And I want to stay true to the pulp tradition and invoke some of those elements here.
Mhm.
So we've been doing a lot of retro future lately, and it does make me wonder about kind of retro type future. But I want to preserve the feeling of that kind of pulp. And so we're going to have alien planets and some of the other influences. So I hope you're enjoying it so far, and that you feel. One thing I always love, if I can toot my own horn, about Cardinal stuff is how it it provides for a variety of characters, including those who may not necessarily be combat monsters. I will say I'm amused by our heroic captain here jumping around and hiding before he finally, gets his forces marshaled. That's something I enjoy about, that we can have provisions for surviving or struggling through a violent situation without necessarily winning and overcoming the situation. Because I think a lot of games emphasize combat, they emphasize winning a combat rather than going through it. And things like coward and non-combatant are specifically in the rules, so you can participate without necessarily overcoming. And so I like that.
I think it also fits in with Pulp SF tropes, where there was often a couple of characters who were completely, sort of incompetent, yet managing to, stumble ahead by, cowardice.
Right,
For
like
example,
that's
cheap
like a
laps
good
and
narrative device in like any story. It's like you have
yeah,
C-3PO going across the hallway while blasters are firing. It's like
well,
everyone just
precisely.
ignores them.
What's the
Precisely.
cutoff
Good
date for
example.
Pulp Sci-Fi?
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, Star Wars owes a lot to that. One reason why we have the panic mechanic is so we can have that bad guys will fall back and come forward and fall back and come forward, rather than what you see in a lot of games where they just stand there and are sponges. And so it gives a kind of flow to the battle. Plus, you can see we have a variety of encounters, and I like your characters. You guys are all being a little, diverse about this. So once again, Theta just maximizing all those dice.
Working out
Beta
for me.
is our premier gadgeteer.
Yeah, but I also like the fact that it wasn't just a gimme, because even though you had a lot of dice, my advice to GMs is to always like lowball it a little bit. You don't necessarily want every encounter to be a 50-50 chance that the players win or lose, because law of averages, if you do 3 fights that are 50-50, by after the third fight, the players only have a 12% chance of not being TPK'd. So you want to keep the opposition feeling serious. Plus, also in Cardinal, because anybody can roll low, every roll is limited from 4 to 12. You can any bad guy can get a lucky hit. So the opposition here, as you could saw, if you deconstruct it, were typicals with one elite agent snuck in there that, if you hadn't been paying attention, could have still assassinated the senator.
Right,
And
or could have killed the captain even, honestly.
Right, but you can see even with this kind of low stakes, still it was possible to hurt you guys. So it was still credible threats. And then you guys also get to do what it is you want to do. So because we had some criminal investigating, we had some bureaucracy, we had some combat. So I have a couple more adventures planned. So not we may even have to, dare I say, leave Mercury.
Gasp.
So thanks everybody for participating. Everybody earns 1 experience point.
Hooray!
Yay!
Participating in the debriefing. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and go by the order that's presented here in Roll20. We have the rereading of the mottos. This is just to, remind ourselves what we're all about. So Boris Blaskowitz, what's your motto?
Let nobody hold you back.
That's a point. Dr. Quasar, your motto?
Eureka!
That's a point for you. Built your own MERV weapon. Ralph, you missed a goal here. You could have smashed the window to get in instead of going through the door, and you could have broken a window.
Well, technically, I did get into a place where I shouldn't have.
Okay.
What, the Space Patrol?
No, into that apartment that it didn't blow up when I got in there. That's what I meant. The door was closed. I quote unquote broke the window to get in.
Sorry, I was
didn't really.
Being sardonic,
Yeah.
that's all.
What's your motto?
When the door closes, break a window.
So that's 1 XP for you. And Captain Proteus, what's your motto?
Document the process and follow it.
I like you're just sitting there in your clipboard, and then there's an audience and go write down what everybody looks like. So that's definitely like 1 XP. So everyone has earned 2 XP so far. Then we ask people if they accomplished any goals. Ralph Summers, I'll go ahead and give you your goal as a reward for solving your goal. I, as the game host, get to go ahead and choose a gift to give you, and I am going to go ahead and give you the gift of Streetwise. Because you have a criminal past, and I think it was your criminal past that made you savvy to these kinds of tricks.
Yes.
Okay,
And
so
I
you
will
keep
take it.
that or sell it back for 5 experience points later. Did
Since I'm
anyone
not Theta, I'm keeping it.
did anyone else accomplish any goals?
I don't think I've quite gotten any publicity, unfortunately.
Did I prove
Uh,
them wrong? Has that
prove who
happened
wrong?
yet? Them! Have I proved them wrong?
I don't think you proved anybody wrong. I think everybody still thinks that you're an uncaring machine focused on destruction.
Oh, but I'm not even geared towards destruction.
So you say holding your MERV nuclear weaponry?
I made that on the spot.
I made this death ray to help the orphans, not harm them.
No, it wasn't a death ray. It was a Tommy gun that shot
I made that to help society.
nuclear missiles. You went straight for Tommy gun and added atomizing to it. It was a Tommy gun firing nucleus.
Right, I made it on the spot. I didn't come with that. That would be illegal.
I know.
Crafting
know.
stuff on planet is legal.
But it was hilarious.
Well, look, it didn't exist before, then it did.
Now they can censure you with laws 10 years after the fact.
That's another good pulp tradition, like when they would have like the glory days of Superman comics when Lex Luthor would just like, you know, build a radio or a teleportation device out of stuff in his cell. Like later during
He built like a time machine. It was Brainiac built like a time machine in his cell with like radio parts.
It's awesome. You eventually get the impression that he's just in there because I might as well let this sentence run out. What am I going to do? Go outside and have Superman just arrest me again?
It's a paid vacation.
Well,
And
I
I
mean,
forget,
sometimes
yeah.
they're just clones.
Yeah, and I forgot what Captain Proteus's starting goal was.
My starting goal was gain some field experience so I can get a promotion.
Oh, well, you did gain some field experience because you got shot at.
I don't know if I acquitted myself honorably,
but yes, you did. You went after the agent and you did move to block his escape. Like the witnesses will say that you did move in front of him to block his escape. You may have been a terrible shot, but you did hit him.
I shot twice and I hit both targets both times.
Right.
You may have cowered a lot, but you did it.
So I think anyone will. So I'd like you to cross that goal off your list. And I'm going to give you the gift of veteran. The gift of veteran is your actually no, don't write veteran down. Forget I said veteran. I'm giving you the gift of leadership because you want to get promoted. Leadership is when you rally other people, your rally roll will be will, tactics, and you'll get a bonus D12.
All right, good. Cool. Thank you.
Because you now that you've had some field experience, after sitting there and muttering to people, I need you to crap, blam, blam. Well, this sucks. I shouldn't be shooting them myself. I could get killed.
Awesome.
So trial by fire will give you leadership. The purpose of the gimme goal that people start with is that I, as the game host, am supposed to help you grow into your character. So field experience. Welcome to the team.
Wait a second. Sorry. If they thought I was a murderous robot, I saved that guy's life.
That's true.
I proved he is one of them, and I proved them wrong.
This is going to be hilarious. I will give you the starting gimme, the goal. I will reward you with the gift of medicine.
Hey, gotta hit that doctor somewhere, right?
Dr. Martian.
I mean, I am a crackpot. I gave myself the doctor title.
I should ask, did we complete a goal protecting the senator?
You guys did complete your goal of protecting the senator. So I forgot to give you that as a goal to protect the senator. So congratulations on that. I am going to give all of you the gift of local knowledge of Mercury Station. So that is a gift you can write down. You can sell that back for 5 experience points, or you can keep it, which gives you a bonus D12 to know where stuff is or influence people while you're here on Mercury Station.
Yeah, it'll be good for a couple sessions.
Yeah. Usually the way it works is you keep it for 1 or 2 sessions and then sell it back.
You fool. You've given me 2 gold gifts. That's 10 XP.
I know. You could sell those back and buy something immediately.
Boffin Soak. You've created the only game in which I will buy more soak for some reason.
If you want to do that, you can do that. That would be appropriate. Yes. Well, because one of the original, like way back, we were trying to playtest versions of like Dungeons and Dragons or whatever, where there was the theory of, like you guys have played role-playing games before, right?
Never heard of the thing.
Once or twice.
Okay, so like I'm sympathetic to the games where they wanted to have where when you get wounded, you have penalties to things. You see that a lot in a lot of games. The more wounded you are, the more penalties you have. That doesn't work. It doesn't work because, first of all, you're forcing a player to remember they've been debuffed. So you'll always have a player who rolls to hit, and you tell them, oh no, you had a -3 to this the whole time. They feel bad because they forgot. And also this is what I usually talk about when I talk about, like, I won't say toxic, but this is a rule that a player must remember. So it requires brain power to remember that they're worse, which you can do, but it's a bad idea because players don't like doing it, and then the players are incentivized not to do it. So we try to avoid that. And the second thing we never liked about that was because that doesn't encourage players to try different things. Like if you tell a player, okay, you've been hurt, so you have a -3 to everything that you do. Well, the players just keep doing whatever they were already doing. They have -3 to anything. I might as well keep doing this. And if it's a game that has combat rules in it, they're going to keep shooting. Their shooting skill's probably the highest. I have -3 to everything. Everything sucks. So we were experimenting with other games where players could sell off some of their advantages, like maybe lose your power attack or lose your special ability in exchange for hit points, because that's what leveling up is. Leveling up is I get better at stuff, so I also get more hit points. What if you could lose them? And we never had a mechanic that worked for that until Urban Jungle showed up, until people started asking questions about our soak mechanic. And Urban Jungle, by adding specific soaks that trigger certain conditions or soaks that give you buffs, like a Myriad Song, we started with that, which is I have extra arms until I get wounded, or I can fly until I get wounded. As soon as we started adding that, now we got closer to that. And so we're pushing that a little bit further in Urban Jungle, because we're going to have alien powers and tech powers. One thing that worries me about tech powers is that if I, as a game host, deny you access to your technology, the ability doesn't do anything. And I feel bad about that, but there will be times where players will be denied technology. So I'm making it also a soak. Things like Astro Soak, which is Astro Soak gives you a bonus when you're flying a spaceship. Well, that's great, but what if we're not in the spaceship? In which case the Astro Soak can at least give you a soak bonus against astrogation or damage-related hazards. So at least it does something if I do an entire adventure that's not on a vehicle. It's a little abstract, but once again, I always feel bad making players spend points on vehicle skills when we're going to do a fair number of adventures that are not vehicle-based.
You want to make sure everyone can be involved in anything, much like the cowards involved in combat and etc.
It's a big peril, I think, in this is why I kept having discussions about asking, like, if you make vehicle skills things you can spend points on, then you have to ask yourself, do I spend points on combat skills, social skills, or vehicle skills? And many players will say, well, I should spend them on combat skills because if I get in a fight, I could get killed and die. And I don't want to die. So I'll buy combat skills. And if you make vehicle skills something that have to be bought, then you're like basically taxing those players of you have to spend points to be useless part or all of the time just so we can get to the next plot point. And this always gets into the huge meta issue I always have, which is I need a good word for this. meta knowledgeable players will know they can avoid wasting their time with certain things because they know the narrative is going to fail forward.
Right. There's got to be some word for that.
Yeah, I mean, I need a good word for that, and people don't like it when I want to fail forward because I can understand fail forward is different from this, but that's usually my issue. Of there's no point in buying, piloting skills because it's not. We're gonna get to the destination if we get in the starship and go to Mars for the next part of the adventure. The GM isn't gonna make us roll for that, and if we fail, the adventure doesn't happen. They're not gonna do that to us. We are gonna get to Mars. Therefore,
I think the side run on that is a lot of people also expect their GMs to have side stuff as well, so that if you fail your piloting and get to Mars, you might end up in the asteroid, or you might wind up on Earth rather. Wrong way. You might wind up on Earth and not have your Mars adventure for having gotten stuck in the Earth adventure.
yeah, but that's not gonna happen. I mean, like the way I've seen the scripted adventures that are presented to people.
I'm not
Man,
used to that scripted adventure play, though. A lot of the times it seems to me the GMs that I have, that I'm playing with, are running just off the cuff. So if you fail a
well,
roll, you're going to end up, I got to get to X because Y is at X. All right, well, I failed my boating roll, and suddenly now I'm on island Z, so I'm not going to be able to get to X.
I could see where a very good improv GM will do that, but I'm based on what I've seen in the published material and based on what I've experienced with a fair number of GMs, you're and even then, is that necessarily bad? People want emergent stuff.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's the counter to fail forwards is that fail forwards just means moving forward, not exactly where you intend to go, but you have a story, not even the story you want. Also, I'm thinking of what's the big D&D thing they had maybe a year ago? That the island where it was all hexes and each hex had a certain thing, and you rolled navigation to move. You might have a goal on the other side of the island, but you could get lost. But other adventure hooks existed all over the island.
Yeah, I guess
Well,
that
I
has to be
mean,
some particular module.
So, well, no, it was a giant module thing. It was
yeah.
like the largest damn thing I've seen them put out in a long time. But the idea still being that even in that, your fail forward was another adventure, just not the adventure you wanted to go on.
Right, right. If the materials are presented that way, I think that can be good. But I'm stating that's the exception to the rule because I've been on, like, Dragon Heist wasn't like that. Or the Eberron adventures I've been on weren't like that. They were always assumed you got to the next Eberron destination. You weren't gonna not get there. And there's like when GMs write to me about. I'm not saying you can't write around it. I'm saying that you know there are current living published adventures that don't deal with that. The adventure you're describing does, but Dragon Heist doesn't. And also, there are some GMs who, I mean, I don't want to get too deep into it. I'm saying I think that's particularly an issue. And I think that there are players who can exploit that. And even like you just said, it's like, what do you mean not getting where I want to go? All I care about as a player is surviving and having fun. If I go on the Earth adventure instead of the Mars adventure, that doesn't matter. I'm still going on an adventure. I'm still getting experience. What I'm getting at here is there are some, unless you incentivize players to take some abilities or give them some rewards for doing it, if it's a point-based game with a lot of manipulation where players get to choose what they can get and what they can't get, some players who focused on eyes of the prize, especially like the ones that are worried about trap builds, because there are some games like here I am just on Pathfinder again, some games that will punish you if you have a trap build. They will buy the specific things that they know are going to help them or are interesting to them because they know the other stuff, they don't necessarily need it. It's not what they want to do, and they're not rewarded for buying it. So that's why I think that as designers, we should be looking at ways to make what you're buying feel part of the adventure, but also have a little more utility so you can use them in more situations other than saying this is only good for the vehicle parts. The vehicle parts will be compartmentalized, and then we're going to be done with them. I mean, D&D is not a very good example of that because in D&D you don't buy ship abilities. You don't take sailor as a class or decide to take sailing as a feat instead of killing ability. That doesn't happen in D&D.
I was just
they
using it as
contracted that out into like just the backgrounds themselves, where it's like, well, you have the special thing that says you get to do it. Don't ever worry about taking anything else to represent it, though.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, I mean, that gets in the other thing that I was mentioning as the issue before, which is like, do we make vehicles their own special ability, or do we do what games like Dungeons and Dragons and Starfinder do, which is vehicles are just a thing anyone can do, and you just sit down and operate them. So that's going to come up when we start getting into the spaceship type stuff. But like I said, that was one of the things that I would feel. There are some. Speaking of trying to control toxic behavior, if we're going to make abilities that are going to make players rely on specialty equipment, but you're also going to want, you as the GM or players as narrative may want to have in situations where you deny them special equipment, you got to balance that. Like I always call that the Torg rule. You don't want to have players put points in special abilities and then write in ways that those special abilities will not work, because that just makes the players upset. So
yeah, you don't want to hit that tomb of what's the wall? There's a wall in the Tomb of Horrors, that if you don't have
Yes.
someone in the party that's trained in one skill, the book says specifically you can't get past it. It's not happening.
yeah, and it's well, especially like the Torg example I always use was like when a Torg campaign that was in, we did 5 adventures. 4 of them were, well, we had one guy who was a werewolf. We had 4 adventures where there was no magic whatsoever, so none of his werewolf powers worked, and the 5th adventure was a scuba diving one.
So his werewolf powers worked.
Well, except that we were in scuba outfits, which he couldn't wear if he was a wolf.
Werewolves don't have enhanced breath.
They don't have
I'm-
werewolf scuba outfits.
They weren't
Yeah.
selling those at the
Yeah,
store.
just wear a one size fits all scuba suit.
I'm with you on that.
Extra large scuba suit.
But really, the big meta example is Torg was a world where it's like you can build a magic using character, but then there'd be worlds where magic doesn't work at all, and it was like, what's the point?
Mhm.
So, some Torg fans out here. So yeah, no. So that's part of the goals was, especially when it comes like non-combat stuff was some of our goals with distress soak and non-combatant. The goal that you could, you know, that's one thing that some people have praised about the game, and I'm glad to hear that, where you could have abilities that, well, the types we give you assign those guys separate. But we could go on and on about this. I think we had a good game session today, and so I'm glad we got this to work. So thanks for hosting this on twitch.tv Ractus. Astounding Science will be available soon, real soon now, and we're also working on the Iron Claw stuff, so we haven't forgotten about that.
All right.
Alrighty. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing more and having more pulpy adventures.